Now recording.
All right,
All
that
right.
answers that.
Why haven't I muted that guy yet?
Welcome back in, everybody. Who would like to recap for inspiration?
I got it. But I'll let someone else volunteer.
I think it may
Okay.
be all you. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like you got it.
We encountered Jebik the burglar and her merry band, and did kill one of her merry band and almost concussed her to death. She told us that she was a servant of Agden Longscarf, who was a I think I've missed the term, but a servant of Bavlorna, who is a member of the Hourglass Coven, who rules hither. She lives in a cottage in Downfall. We also learned that the land of Prismere has been split into hither, thither, and yon. We learned this from Sir Talavar, who is a fairy dragon with a fantastical facial hair, who was trying to get a little peek see at what had happened in Prismere, and was on his way back to the Summer Queen before he was caught and before his balloon was downed, and we found him over the funky tower. What was it called? The slanty tower. Let's see. Yes, we learned this building has been overthrown by the Coven, split the Prismere into hither, thither, and yon. And the best way we can figure out to get Sir Talavar out of his magical cage would be by the use of a key. That makes sense. And on our way to find Jingle Jangle, the collector of keys, we met a bunch of Will-o'-the-Wisps who talked to us about how they had drowned at the well and gave us the name of a druid, Zu Harabax, who would likely know how to help put them to rest. We collected some tokens from them to help put them to rest, and then we found the moving Tellamy Hill, where we spoke with some of the trees, and found Jingle Jangle being tortured by some goons in a cave, and then we chased off the goons.
Yep. The creatures, which seem to be purposefully tormenting her for some purpose, have been chased off, and Jingle Jangle remains sort of cowering in the back room of her cave, which is dimly lit with the embers of a dying cook fire and some points of glowing moss. There are keys scattered everywhere around this fairly sizable cave, um, which sort of what little light there is glints off of them and casts around a little bit of a dancing light. Jingle Jangle.
Arlen will go ahead and resummon his dancing lights in the glowing person form that's just gonna like moonwalk around the cave, illuminating things for everyone.
Okay. Next time we're on a map, I did create a dancing light token that you should have access to. We can make
Sweet.
sure that works, and hopefully it won't blind Hemlock again. So yeah, Jingle Jangle currently remains cowering next to her bed. Her flail of padlocks dropped on the ground, forgotten, where one of the strange insectoid critters had been menacing her. You can hear her kind of mumbling to herself about the brigands had taken her mushrooms, taken they had attacked her, and now they're back for her keys and back for her.
Hey, it's all right. The hill's worried about you.
It takes Jingle Jangle a few minutes to sort of peek out and look at you. She looks around. You can see now that Jingle Jangle is a goblin with sort of an ochre tinge to her skin. She is wearing a suit of sort of padded clothing that is stitched with keys, like somebody might stitch plates onto like ring mail or bandit mail. She looks around, her large green eyes sort of just glancing over each of you. She's still somewhat wide-eyed as she looks around and slowly begins to reach for her flail.
Please, there's no need for a weapon. We have chased off the attackers, and we are here on friendly business. Jingle Jangle, I presume?
Jangles me.
Hello. It is wonderful to meet you. My name is Banner. This is Court and Emlock and Allen. We have come because we have another friend, Talaver here, that is locked in a bit of a cage, and we have been informed that if anyone is to have a key or the knowledge of how to undo this lock, it would be you. We are sorry to have found you in such an unfortunate circumstance, but I think fate was smiling on you, and our arrival appeared to be just in time.
She stares at the cage for a moment, and sort of glances back at all of you, still a little bit, excuse me, a little bit terrified. Jingle Jangle has keys. You're not. You chased. They're gone. You're sure they won't come back for Jingle Jangle?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it.
We have put quite a fright into them.
If I don't. Correction. Jingle Jangle doesn't. Jingle Jangle doesn't leave the home much, but I needed. Jingle Jangle needed. I can. Jingle Jangle will look for your key, and without bothering, her hand stops reaching for the flail, and she skirts around you all as much as possible to get to the cage in which Sir Talavar is locked, and she looks down, she sort of peers at the lock, sticks a finger in her mouth and then pokes it into the lock, gets a little shock, and immediately, suddenly, she just, as if a light has come back on, bolts upright. Jingle Jangle knows where this is. And in the larger room, uh, where some of the moss casts very dim light flickering across the keys, she immediately starts digging through the one of the larger piles of keys, and every once in a while she picks up a key and doesn't seem to be the right one as she tosses it away. So, so how did how did you all get? Other than why are you in Jingle Jangle's home if of hither? Not what? No one in hither fights the brigands, but you fought the brigands for Jingle Jangle.
We
We're
came. Sorry, go ahead.
well, we're new here, so I guess we didn't know the customs. Someone stole my foot, and I want to find it. So that's basically the gist of it, I guess. There's other details, but
We're here to set things right.
Somebody to set things right. That's Jingle Jangle would love to see Agden back up on that tree. And a few moments later, she reaches in, produces a silver key that looks somewhat like uh, a the shell, not shell, the hardened carapace of not even carapace, the hardened form of a seahorse. Walks over to Talavar's cage, puts the key in, and the key immediately just vanishes in a puff of smoke. Jingle Jangle, not just not the right one. Jingle Jangle, got it. So, put everything right. Where, where, where is everyone visiting Jingle Jangle from then? And she dives into another pile of keys over by the the cook fire. Or
Material plane?
Yes, of flying in the material plane. At least myself.
Yes, I am from the material plane as well. Many places I have traveled quite a bit, but most recently plane.
But sorry.
No, go ahead.
Witchlight Carnival.
yeah, that's kind of home for me too. I guess I'm originally from like the material plane, I guess, but yeah.
Yes, I do not know if you are aware or if news has traveled this far as of this quickly, but as these two are members of the Witchlight Carnival, we have Emlock and I were there recently, and at such time I was crowned the king of the Witchlight Carnival, which our friend Sir Talaver here seems to be quite impressed with.
Jingle Jangle doesn't know what a Witchlight Carnival is. Jingle Jangle's from another, not from hither. Jingle Jangle came here to see, well, to make a deal. Now Jingle Jangle can't leave, and she this time produces a silvery a silver key, looking pretty much like a standard cabinet key, like an old timey with a little curve cut out of the two teeth. Tries that one in the cage with a similar result. The key is suddenly Jingle Jangle puts the key into the lock, and then all of a sudden the key just rockets out of it. Hits one of the back walls of the cave with a little like puff of chipped stone.
You
Tasty
came
bread.
here seeking to strike a deal?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now
She
I'm curious, when you came, was it Prismia or had it been split and you arrived in here there?
it, I Jingle Jangle is it was like this when Jingle Jangle arrived. Jingle Jangle came maybe uh, Jingle Jangle can't tell time here. Feels like it's been months. I, Jingle Jangle met with the 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 ruler at her cottage in Downfall, and it
So, after the split, Hemlock says to everyone else. And what did she say to you?
she promised Jingle Jangle would never be on the wrong side of a locked door again. Cruel joke. And she straightens up from where she's been digging in another pile of keys, this time with a dark cast iron key with a little charm like a cat, and crams it into the lock and twists it, and the door pops open. So Talavar immediately flutters out of the cage and onto the ground and just stretches out as much as he possibly can. Oh, goodness me, goodness me, goodness me. Oh, this is
Huzzah!
so wonderful. Well, thank you, all of you. Thank you so much for aiding me in in my endeavors here. Mm, I and he stands there for a moment, um, as he looks down at the little sword um, uh, tied to his belt. No pants, just a belt. And
Hell yeah.
well, I would not be a loyal servant of Her Majesty if I simply left without honoring the reciprocity of the very important task that you have completed for me. If there is anything I can do for you, please, you simply have to name it. I will do my best to accommodate, although I do admit I must away as soon as I possibly can.
Mm,
I don't know that we have anything we could ask of you at this time.
Do you have
uh,
any caramel apples?
You couldn't have
you know,
eaten them all
you,
already.
Well, I haven't eaten them all, but it's you got to replenish the stock before you run out.
Hemlock looks concerned.
He stares at you all with uh, uh, somewhat an incredulous look on his face, and then just bursts into laughter for a moment. Oh my goodness. It has been some time since I have, especially in Prismere itself, dealt with someone who is not after something. If you will, uh, all kindly indulge me, I believe that I have something which can assist you, and in so doing, repay the debt that has been uh, accrued. And he draws his tiny little sword from his scabbard, flies over to you first, Hemlock, uh, lays the blade, the flat of the blade on your shoulder. As a loyal servant of Her Majesty, Queen Titania, ruler of the Summer courts, I hereby deputize all of you in the pursuit of reconciliation here in Prismere. I give to you, each of you, my charms, such that they may aid you until such time as they are no longer necessary, or until Prismere itself is made whole. And
Wow.
he goes around to each of you, and you feel a magical energy, um, a, a a sort of warm and wonderful feeling, like stepping into the sun of the first spring day. The warmth of light and even hope sort of suffuse you as these charms take hold on you, and you should each find your respective charms in your journals. And as he is finishing up with you, Banner, he says, "Your Majesty, I have no, um, I do not have the ability to grant something stronger than the charm that you have already been gifted, but I can pledge to you the service of me and mine." And he sheaths his sword, undoes the clasp holding it to his belt, and he holds it out to you with both hands. Should
Well,
you need us, you have but to call.
Sir Tolliver, I am hesitant to accept such a gracious gift. You have a long travel ahead of you, and I am concerned for your well being. How will you protect yourself without your sword?
I will make do. I am a trained knight, and I am, in fact, a fairy dragon. I have my
Yep.
ways. I must insist, by rules of reciprocity, uh, you are honor bound, my liege, to accept.
Well, I understand. It is a bit too much, so perhaps I can give you something in return just to even out the
Uh-oh.
exchange.
Uh-oh.
Um, and I will offer Sir Tolliver both a battle axe and a hand axe, and he's welcome to take either or both of those. And I will also offer, I understand you have a journey ahead of you. I find nothing makes a long journey go more quickly than a nice cigarette. And I pull out one of my hand-rolled cigarettes.
He looks to either of the weapons, both of which are magnitudes of size
Yeah.
larger than Sir Talavar, and uh, slowly like puts out a hand, like, I would take this, but and eventually just says, I will accept your last gift. I thank you for this. I thank you for this, and I thank you for all the service that you have provided. I will make sure that the Summer Queen is given all your names, that you are commended and recognized for the work that you have done here in Prismere.
Uh, Sir Taliver, I am very gracious for the reciprocity that you've shown here, and I do hope I am not asking more than is due, but we're not the only ones to help you. Uh, dear Jingle Jangle here was crucial to freeing you, um, and I only hope that they may be um, promptly appropriately cared for as well.
So Talavar looks at Jingle Jangle, who has already sort of uh, turned and begun organizing all of the keys that she had thrown around into piles in some sort of logic that clearly makes sense to her, but which seems like uh, um, organized chaos to everyone else. And he looks at her. I will do what I can. Unfortunately, the magics upon her are stronger than anything that I myself can affect. I will make sure that the queen knows the work that Jingle Jangle has done in assisting you to assist me, and or assisting you and so assisting me. Unfortunately, uh, it is very difficult to break a deal with a hag.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the attempt is, uh, yes. This. Thank you.
Sir Talavar straightens himself and um, begins to mutter some sort of incantation. And when he is finished, nothing happens, and he looks extremely shocked to still be standing here. Oh, oh dear. All right. Well, there is another way, I suppose. Uh, this is a little awkward. There. Hmm.
Something the
It
matter?
it would seem that my usual ability to step through the veil of this domain has. I was able to step in, but I find myself unable to leave. I suppose. Well, hotel. I suppose this will be. I suppose this will be the hag's doing, since I have escaped her clutches once already. She seems to have closed the realm to ensure that I could not escape her again. Hmm. If it is not too much to ask,
You want to come with us?
I'm already extending his sword back to him.
I will happily make use of this until such time as I can uh, escape this area, and which I will return this to you, Your Highness. I appreciate it. It, I, hmm, the only. I suppose we are left with two avenues. The hag herself resides in a cottage in Downfall. The Ironically enough, the place poor Sir Wigglewog rescued my cage from. Although, at the very least, I suppose his sacrifice was not in vain. I am no longer bound. The other option might be to speak to her lieutenant in this place. I believe you are familiar with his work.
Yes, passingly.
Once upon a time, when there was order in this place, Zybilna did not tolerate the breaches of etiquette in the same way that it seems in the same way that it seems Bavlorna has allowed. Although I suppose if she is, well, regardless, I will leave the route up to you. There may yet be other routes along the way where I might find escape, but I imagine, however, that perhaps we should reside here for the evening.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. And in the morning we should seek that druid. I I say morning as if that word has meaning, but you understand.
Naturally. For residents of this place, there is a subtle feeling of time, but I imagine by prime material reckoning that it is unusual.
Certainly.
Mm.
It is at this time that you all realize you have been up for nearing 24 hours
Oh
because
god.
the carnival didn't start until late, and you didn't
Yeah.
step through to Prismere until midnight, material planar time, and you have traveled through the swamps and marshes of Hither for a considerable number of hours. Um, the rush of fighting these strange shadowy creatures seems to have worn off, and this the sort of the rush or the weight of the time that you have been awake, obviously, other than for you, Banner,
Mhm.
does set in for most of you.
Well, Jingle, is it okay with you if we make camp here this evening? We could certainly use the rest, and the advantage would be that on the off chance that those brigands return, we will be here to put them in the ground for good.
This seems to snap Jingle Jangle out of her sorting of keys, and she jumps to her feet and turns around with a big smile on her face. "Oh, of course. Jingle Jangle's home is your home. You've run those brigands off from Jingle Jangle and made Jingle Jangle feel safe again. Uh,
Did you say that they had taken food from you?
Jingle Jangle rarely leaves, but Jingle Jangle had just foraged up some delicious truffles. Um,
Oh, that
Oh
sounds better
no.
than what I have here, but and Hemlock goes into the bag and produces some of the incredibly sweet food.
Well, the hell is worried about you. Maybe they could rustle something up.
Got some really good candy apples here.
Yeah, maybe there's some mushrooms outside I could go look for.
oh, oh,
I will still provide some food in the meantime.
Yeah, I don't know
um,
if I'm quite up for foraging right now. I am zonked.
yes. I mean, you're welcome to search the hillside. Jingle Jangle has spoken with the hill before, and it's helped Jingle Jangle find what little there is to eat on the hill. The rest of you are welcome to the stew here, and she has removed the lid from the pot that is on that is strung over the mostly dying embers of the fire, and the kind of earthy and seasoned smell of some sort of um, vegetable grain soup, like a vegetable barley soup, it almost immediately begins to fill the main room of this cave. Um,
See, that sounds wonderful.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Um, she retrieves a few earthenware bowls and dips each one into the soup and passes it out and to each of you, even holding one up for Banner.
That is very kind, but I am not hungry.
The least that Jingle Jangle can do. And yeah, you can get a long rest in. Which, from the safety of Jingle Jangle's home on Telemy Hill, passes without any sort of incident. The two creatures which ran off never seem to reappear. Banner, for you, since you do not actually have to rest for this, while you are awake, you can actually feel. Excuse me. You can actually feel Telemy Hill sort of stand, like raise into the ground, and with or raise off of the ground rather, and with surprisingly quiet footsteps from your vantage point. Anytime you peer out the key-shaped doorway to Jingle Jangle's home, you can see the landscape slowly rolling by. That goes on for a few hours. The dim light outside never really changes. The same colored hues, and eventually the hill does settle down again. And about that time, the rest of you finish your rest. Sir Talavar, Jingle Jangle is snoring softly on her bed, a straw mattress with just sort of a single a single woolen blanket. Sir Talavar uncurls himself from where he's been sleeping, sort of curled up in like a cat would. Stretches out his wings. Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. It is. I hope that you slept well.
Yes.
God, how about you?
Oh, yeah.
Feeling
Yeah.
rested?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I interest anyone in some gumdrop salad for breakfast?
Hell yeah.
No, thank you.
It is painstakingly obvious that Arlen has never learned how to cook any meals at all. And this gumdrop salad is straight up like gumdrop candies, like in whipped cream.
Hell yeah, I'll take some.
Looks delightful.
I think I shall pass. Thank you, though.
Oh, yeah, more for me.
Do we have any disagreement about which, perhaps direction is not the best word for it, but intention for the day?
Druid?
Precisely.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have a druid that we have to find. We also, I don't know that we need to make a decision this moment, but we will need to make a decision about whether we will be pursuing Agden or Bevlana herself in order to assist Sir Talavar in his desire to travel on.
I believe that it would only be prudent and at least intelligent to seek out Agden first, even though we have an understanding of where downfall may be and how to find Pavlona's cottage. Perhaps speaking to Agden might prepare us better for in the likely the for the likely event of encountering a member of the Hourglass Coven.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
that sounds right to me.
something to consider. I guess the alternate view would be to the sooner we cut off the head of the snake, the sooner the snake will die. But I do see your point. Perhaps more knowledge about what we will be facing will make it easier. But we have time to consider both options. For now, I think in search of the druid so that we may help the poor souls that lost their lives at the well.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Stan.
I mean, it's kind of more of like an ephemeral Stan.
That
There
conjuration that you.
is a ghost named Stan that is following us. Should we be concerned about this, Stan?
I mean, he's not here right now.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a bardic inspiration die to roll on the table right quick before we get going. Just so I have something on hand. Another 6.
Wow.
Though with my new boon, I have a little bit of flexibility with this. I can either choose the 6 or a 5 or a 7, I believe.
Wait, where?
That's pretty nifty.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
Dad, when you said our journals, where did you put them?
It should be under treasure. You should see a thing in there called Sir Talavar's Charm Court.
It was like at the very top for me.
I do not. Like on our character sheets?
No, like in the page like next to the chat where you find your character sheet at the very top of
right.
that.
Okay, I see.
I think I am going to stick with the Tale of the Traveler. And I'm going to go ahead and just tell myself that tale and get some bardic inspiration die. Hit points, 10 hit points, I mean. Let's see. Also, my walking speed is up by 10, and I have a +1 to my AC. That's
No, he's bouncing off the walls. He really should have had something other than gumdrops and whipped cream for breakfast.
Well, I don't know. It is perhaps one of the most colorful breakfasts I have seen in quite some time.
Certainly, but I don't know that color is the defining feature of value when it comes to foods.
I don't know where you heard that.
After breakfast, you all make your way through Jingle Jangle's key-shaped door. She stands there in the doorway, waving to you all as you go. And as the court, as you are the last out the door, Jingle Jangle stops you and presses an iron key into your hand. It's fairly nondescript, just looks sort of like any old cabinet key. Um, and says, Jangle doesn't really know why, but Jangle believes you should have this. It's all Jangle really has to say thank you all.
Aw, thank you, Jingle Jangle. It was lovely. Hey guys, I
The
got a key.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
the walk down Telemy Hill takes it takes about a good half hour. The willow trees as you are walking down are um, the kind of cartoon wave back and forth during a celebration, like think the Radish spirits and Spirited Away. They are clearly celebrating um, as you make your way down Telemy Hill and find yourselves
I would like to
once
try and
again.
high five one of the weeping willows.
The weeping willows are quite happy to hold out branches for high fives.
Lovely.
Up high, down low, too slow.
Oh boy.
Alan, Cort, either of you want a boost?
Oh, yes, please. Oh, wait, just a second. And then he cartwheels over to the tree and like hops up it like a little monkey and then just goes nuts with the high fives.
You do that sort of windmill arms, rapid high fives on a couple of smaller branches. The air here is decidedly warm and pleasant, and the grass um, it it's actual grass instead of being like marsh reeds and things like that, and it's all swaying in or not swaying, it's all blowing in the breeze. A very lovely scene as comes to an unfortunately somewhat abrupt end at the swamps once again in Hither. The hill, while you slept, has made some sort of journey. You can see the very faintest tip of Slanty Tower is now a decent ways behind you all where you were. So um, part of your journey seems to have been made for you in, while you all were resting.
Mm-hmm. Wahoo!
No.
It is
How do we go about finding a druid?
Oh, no, no, no. That's what Miles said. Anyway.
Well,
s-
the druid is not here, so we will walk and see if the druid is in the next location that we come across.
Yes, I suppose so.
you begin your journey across the marshes. You've traveled for a good 30 or 45 minutes or so when the water levels once again rise, and you are slowed once again, but kept dry by the rising earth um, from from Hemlock's cantrips, and uh, the water level stays up for probably about as long as you had been walking. When it starts to recede, and as it does, you find yourselves standing in a large open field. Um, the the mangroves have thinned out. There is um, there's almost no elevation, and when the water retreats far enough, you actually notice you are in the middle of what was clearly some sort of battlefield. The skeletal remains of humanoids in very well-crafted, shining armor, still gleaming in the twilight of Prismere, despite the obvious age. Swords and bows are all over, and the skeletons of what are clearly some sort of giant, as they are 3 to 4 times the size, the skeletons of 3 to 4 times the size of the other humanoid skeletons. There are the remains of fortifications all over the place. There are even as waterlogged as the ground is, you can see where boulders have either been piled for throwing or have been thrown across the land, and deep gouges still remain in the in the waterlogged earth. I did put all of you on the map because and I did test this, so it should work, but let me know if you all can't. What am I doing? Can't see anything. Let me know if you're blind. Did that work?
I am in fact blind.
It seems that I am as well.
God.
I can see,
Yeah.
but I
I
think that's because I
cannot.
have vision.
All right, there we go. How's
There
that?
we go.
All right,
Hi, hi.
daylight mode it
boy.
is. Daylight mode it is.
Woo.
This is a great map.
This
It
is
is
very
a very
nice.
frightening map.
I wish I could take any sort of credit, but it was.
Hey, you picked it out.
I rolled another bardic inspiration for my Tales of the Spirits and stuff. I got another 6.
Oh my god.
I've
I
gotten
am
6 more than anything else.
I
It's
know.
neat.
Yeah, those are just like free rolled d6s.
I apologize. I forgot that only lasted an hour. I thought it lasted until you used it for some reason.
No, yeah, it lasts until I use it, but I
Oh, okay.
used it on myself, and that's gonna last as long as I have those 10 hit points. So I can roll again, and now I have
Right.
another story that I can either give to someone or stow. Like, there's no limit to how many like effects I can bestow at once. So I think this time I'm going to take the number 7 tail, and I'm gonna just stow it for now.
Hemlock is going to stop walking for a bit to like observe, very deliberately examining some of these corpses and remains, using mold earth to turn them up to the surface so he can examine them with detect magic and yeah.
You sort of make you make your way through these remains. It is very easy to tell that these remains are, I mean, ancient, hundreds of years old, if not more. Um, the the arms and the armor that are made um, are fall into generally either finely, beautifully what were finely, beautifully crafted weapons that have, for the most part, deteriorated with age. The wooden hafts of weapons, like axes and spears, have rotted away. The blades which even where they're not rusted are very clearly broken and chipped. Or you can see the very sort of crudely made but still no less deadly weapons of the giants. The sort of misshapen and mangled skeletons of the giants um, are, I mean, they're outnumbered significantly by the smaller humanoids, but this was no doubt costly for both sides. And as you are um, sort of combing through the vestiges of this battlefield, as you move towards one of the larger giant skeletons, two piles of somehow still shining armor. They are not. They are definitely dented and have clearly been laying here for some time. There are no bones within the armor, but nonetheless, they suddenly spring up. The armor slowly pulls itself into its respective places, and they stand silently looking at you.
You think if maybe we don't move, we'll be good?
No,
So, not-
since we do have to move.
Okay. Court takes a hesitant step forward, like a big exaggerated step.
The upper suit of armor turns to face you and then takes a very large, exaggerated step forward.
I start doing a little dance.
Those guys probably don't have like a mind. Oh boy. They probably don't care about the tail that I have stowed away.
Do they dance though?
The suit of armor, I say seeing Court, but there's no face, and there's not even like you'd
Hey now.
what what did I?
Banner
Some
has
of
no
us without
face.
faces can see.
Oh no, I was gonna say like there's not even like red pinpoints or anything like that. It is literally just an empty helmet. But despite that, they do mimic your movements, Court.
Yeah, we got a hokey pokey situation going on here.
I start doing cartwheels, like horizontal with them. It's just like the scene in Garfield 2.
What?
What?
Let me see if I can.
Hashtag relatable content. What the fuck are you talking about?
That was fucking great. You know, just like in Garfield 2. The cultural
See if I
touchstone,
can-
Garfield 2.
Yeah, you guys are wrong if you think otherwise.
The design of this armor is very clearly they are covered in motifs of leaves and sunlight and various animals that are etched into or raised on the surface of the armor. Very clearly some sort of ancient Fey design, and they do mimic the movements of whoever crawls, or not crawls, whoever moves closest to them. So Court, when you start doing cartwheels, the armor with surprising grace, and especially surprising given the complete lack of any sort of connective anything between the plates of armor in various joints mimics as as well those cartwheels.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Hang on, I got it for you guys. I do
The
this.
video.
Yeah. You know, Garfield
I'm
the
gonna be
Tale of
so
Two Kitties
fucking
with
pissed
Bill
if
Murray.
if this is like
If
the
this is that Marx
bit.
Brothers,
Yeah, I'm gonna be so pissed.
it's absolutely going to be the Marx Brothers bit.
Yeah.
I'm not cultured. What do you want from me?
Oh my God, I can't even watch it. I just saw them both walk by at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, it's the fucking Marx Brothers bit.
I
Okay, I
can't
don't
do
need
it.
to watch this.
Okay.
Watching it anyway.
And just to be clear, I love you, Oliver.
Uh-huh. That makes one of us in chat.
Oh no, come on.
I am watching this whole thing just because it got posted.
I only say this because I've seen this Marx Brothers bit several dozen times. I know how this goes.
Harpo's the man.
Yeah, well, I know it from Garfield the Tale of Two Kitties, so
You know what? The important thing is that you know it. And so you know it. Great.
and this has Bill Murray in it, so what more could you ask for?
That is pretty impressive, not going to lie.
I'm just like, did you watch this movie?
Of course.
What? Never mind. This is not important. I'm just.
All right. He won with breath.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I know Garfield's supposed to be like a fat. You know what? Never mind. I know he's supposed to be like an overweight cat because they always make the joke about. There's always that strip where John threatens to put him on a diet and Garfield threatens his life.
Yeah, always.
And my boy likes lasagna.
Yeah.
Bill Murray agreed to do this movie because he thought that it was written by one of the Coen brothers. Which is categorically insane.
Cancelled. Tell me more.
Bill Murray.
Such a weirdo.
Well, if we're to continue approaching them, then I suppose that they're just going to meet us halfway. And Hemlock will take a couple steps forward.
The armor moves forward. The bottom
And
set.
We could sidestep this whole scene, maybe get out of their range.
perhaps, or they could keep walking alongside us at parallel until we reach thither or yon.
No, I
Or
don't understand.
I want to go right up to one and try and do switch these with it, you know?
Spin around it.
Yeah.
As if.
But I want to raise one hand and touch its
Dance.
hand and do it in a dancey way.
You put your hand up, and it puts its hand up, and unfortunately that moves its hand even farther out of your reach. Given that these are medium-sized suits of armor.
Okay, well, all right. Either way.
But it does.
Yes, like that!
Exactly
like that!
That's exactly what it does. It does sort of spin around you. They are mimicking your movements, but they're clearly not intending to actually block your way at all.
Are either of you capable of communication? I will take that as a no.
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
no response.
Any
Hey,
chance?
Banner, could you give me a boost?
Oh, certainly. I will reach
Uh,
down for Arlen.
I don't know, like climb up on your shoulders, and then like gesture for you to like move up closer to one of the suits of armor. Yeah,
And
I just
will
couldn't
do
really
that.
reach it from up here, and then Arlen's gonna try to do like an intricate handshake with him. All right, that's all. Thank you.
As you are finishing up your intricate handshake with this armor, which is surprisingly warm, given the fact that there is nothing inside it, you can hear, and I believe you have the best passive perception. In the distance, not some past behind them, the battlefield gives way back to the mangroves of the mangroves that you're familiar with in hither, and you can hear without necessarily understanding, like making out the words themselves. You can hear several voices speaking. For a time, they are clearly sort of singing in unison, and then there is the voices then return back to some conversation. It's in common. You are occasionally picking out words like "get back" and "get," like boat and supplies and things like that. But both distance and number of voices in the conversation sort of makes it difficult to understand exactly what they are saying.
Do you suppose that could be?
I
Do
mean, I
we?
guess there's one way to go find out.
You head off into the mangroves. Are you guys just walking through, or are you trying to go silently? Ask that first.
I don't know that I'm capable of going very silently.
Yeah, I'm just going.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless directed otherwise, not only is Banner just going to start traipsing off in that direction, he's going to call out to those people.
Okay. You make your way through the tangle of mangroves. Because the water level has receded, the ground is once again full of many spots of mud and the roots of some of the mangroves are exposed, and you as you call out, the voices go quiet. There is some more muttered conversation, and then just a single loud voice calling out, "Hey, who's out there?" You right as that happens, you get you come to the edge of the mangrove trees, and the scene ahead of you is there are a number of Harengans wearing small blue scarves, which are somewhat familiar. They are loading supplies from a number of sort of broken down flat bottomed skiffs and some barrels onto um, another functional skiff. Um, there are 8 of them, well, 9 of them, excuse me. Um, one of whom you recognize, tied up and Tied up and half submerged in the water is Jebek. She is
Oh.
tied to the back of a skiff, and the 8 Harengan around her occasionally sort of laugh her way or nudge her with a club or poke her with a stick or something, and she is looking thoroughly miserable. Banner, you recognize in the hands of a particularly large Harengan leaning up against a tree the cigar that you had given Jebek. He is um, in the process of lighting it with a match. He
Uh,
is very clearly the one that called out to you.
yeah. Banner's just going to walk right up to him.
I'm going to take you all to a map. Oh, never mind. I didn't turn on daylight mode, so you aren't going to see anything.
I can see.
I can
I can
see
see.
everything.
Oh, good. Oh, it's because dynamic light's off. Okay, good enough.
Okay.
Don't care.
Right.
It is still the same usual sort of dim light everywhere. There are torches scattered about surrounding them in bright light because, much like Arlen, they don't have dark vision. So,
Mhm.
they need light, so you can see them just fine right
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know which one.
now. This friend is the guy currently lighting your cigar.
Okay. I'm going to do what I can to walk up to him. I don't know if I'm going to be stopped along the way, but as I'm going, I'll say, you there, friend. I see that you have also had an encounter with Jebek here. He's a bit of a mischief maker.
As you approach, and when you get about there, the 2 Harengan on the boats pull up loaded crossbows. The one back here is also readying a crossbow. The others are they sort of spin around with clubs at the ready, and this large Harengan sort of lurches himself off the tree, turns around and looks at you. Yep, we definitely had an encounter, didn't we, Jebek? And he sort of pushes her with his foot, and she splashes into the mud a little bit. Thought she'd get away from old Egdon, didn't she? How'd that work out for you, Jebek? Jebek, for her part, says nothing.
The Agden Longscarf?
Brigand Prince of Prismere, and they all sort of laugh and cheer.
Oh, would this be then Brigand's Tollway?
The Harengan over here, who has a somewhat slimmer and he's sort of eyeing you all much more warily than any of the others, calls out, Drivik, let's just get moving. We don't want to keep Agden waiting. And Drivik looks at you, Hemlock. Is this Brigand's Tollway? Does this look like a great big tree to you? No, we caught Jebek here. We're on our way back.
Oh, well, I believe that's where you might be mistaken. See, these trees all function as one organism, but I don't believe that you'd necessarily care about that, would you? Regardless, what is it that has befallen Jebek that has put her in such a state?
He looks at you. It looks like he's about to ask a question, and then you ask about Jebek. Jebek here gave up all of Agden, gave up the god, didn't you, Jebek? Let loose all the memories that you were supposed to bring back. Jebek sort of looks up from the mud at you all. Her eyes sort of go wide when she recognizes all of you.
Yes, yes. Collecting memories. I seem to recall that was a fundamental aspect of your charge. And this was for the uh the creature Bavlorna. Yes.
What now? We work for Agden. Agden and no one else. Don't forget it.
I see, but Agden works for Bavlorna.
He looks confused at the thought.
So you don't fully comprehend the fact that your mighty leader answers to someone else.
I know there's a ruler, but that's neither here nor there.
Beg to differ, that seems quite here and there, and frankly everywhere concerning you and the rest of your brigand band.
The sleeker one far away that called out to Drivik before, sort of hops his way across a bit of the channel where the water is still collecting, and the water level is rising. And what's it to all of you? We'd like to just be on our way.
Oh, yes, that's perfectly reasonable. It's just that we, at some point, intend to speak with Agden and his mistress in time. And if you happen to know where he is, it would be mighty convenient for us to simply get directions and guidance from you.
Do you want to go to Brigand's Tollway? The one down here. Shut up, Drivik. Shut up. Just let me handle this. If you're looking for Agden, you can follow any of the rivers. You see a large stump? That's Brigand's Tollway. You'll find all kind of catwalks coming out of it. Say, you wouldn't happen to be the ones that fought old Jebek here, right? She keeps saying there's new players in the plane. Is that you? I ain't never seen any of you before.
Could be,
well,
could be not.
We do
I
have
was
the witch-like monarch among us, if that bears any meaning.
Most of the brigands, other than the two on the boat, begin to laugh, and the one who has been speaking with you does not. But the one called Drivik, like almost guffaws and is practically doubled over. The Witchlight Monarch. Oh, boys, we got royalty here. Get your curtsies ready.
I had a question. Are there any of our people here that aren't like jackasses?
Let a child into this place. Is
Jebek, I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Hair to hair. Would you mind letting my friend there go?
do you mean Drivik?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know the names are not conducive. He stops laughing almost immediately and looks at you. Oi, Squirt, get lost. This is our take. Agden wants Jebek back. Agden gets Jebek back.
We'd be happy to escort them. No problem. No need for fines.
Did you not hear me? This is our bounty. Sawed off.
Drivik?
Hey.
I believe you owe me something.
What's that?
Well, you see, you have one of my cigars. I don't remember giving that to you.
He blows a big puff of cigar smoke. Maybe not, but I took it from Jebek here, fair and square. Traded it for your life, didn't I, Jebek? Jebek does not answer.
That does remind me, actually, as far as perceived threats may go, it might interest you to know that we are the ones who broke up Jebek's band. I believe court here summarily executed one of them, and Jebek barely escaped with her life.
Is
Or,
that
like, he like he pulls out like some of his let me see what his weapons are. He just starts juggling his weapons like his dagger.
Perhaps you'd maybe trade Jebek for a story. I know a really good one. It's about this this fella named Smiler, the Beguiler.
You must listen. He is a wonderful storyteller.
Oh, truly.
okay? I'm going to resolve this as sort of a group check, sort of like a skill check system. Each of you can sort of just pick a skill that you think will apply here. Definitely, it sounds like we've got some persuasion, some intimidation.
And can I maybe wiggle my way into doing a performance check here?
Absolutely. The juggling is Jesus.
Holy shit.
Okay. So, as you are juggling knives and pulling out crossbow bolts and flipping them in the air, and the regular the sort of regular the ones who have not been speaking to you, the ones that are clearly flunkies, are definitely sort of enraptured by the physical agility and skill being displayed. And as Hemlock, as you are pointing out that you are the ones that definitely trashed Jebek and her group, you notice the one here whose name has not been given yet. He's definitely eyeing you all warily. He is perhaps a little more observant than the rest, and um, he looks over at Jebek and says, "You, these the ones, Jebek." And Jebek nods. And you really think they can do something about old Egdon, get things back how they were before the tree came down? And Jebek, at this point, the look on Jebek's face, despite the mud and everything, the very clear sort of defiance in her face is perhaps a little unsettling to this individual. And um, he he looks over at you, Arlen. All right, let's hear the story. We can decide if it's worth the trade. And he, at this point, has completely unknocked the arrow and put it that he was holding and has put it back into the case at his side. He slides the bow that he's been holding into the same case and looks over at Drivik and goes, "Oi, oi, Drivik, let's take it easy. Let's get the rest of the supplies packed in. I think maybe we don't need to take this fight." And Drivik looks a little surprised by this, and he hefts. He reaches for what you can see as the haft of a weapon, leaning against the tree where he was standing, and or we outnumber 'em. We outnumber 'em 2-1. Drivik, love, we don't need to take this fight. Things might not be that simple. Go ahead, Squirt. Tell your story.
Dribik, you might want to pay very close attention. I think you might get the most out of this story. You see, Smiler was an Eladrin. He was a Fae that, found himself somewhere he didn't like to be. But he was so good with his words and so enthralling and beguiling, he amassed a force where he took over the plane of Avernus for a short time, and then everyone died. It was a sad story in the end. Blah blah blah. He goes on a little bit more. I am. This might not be a good idea, but I am targeting the guy who was picking up his weapon.
Mhm.
The Tale of the Beguiler. The target needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, or take some psychic damage and be incapacitated.
Let's see if this works quietly. What's your DC?
14.
Okay. He stands there listening to the story, nodding. He lets the weapon go. It does not seem to have done any sort of damage to him. He did save.
That's
But
probably
he
a good
is
thing.
but he is still clearly sort of enraptured in your story. Drivik, the larger Harengan at the top, looks over. Busy. What are we doing? And the other one, I think it's time we just. Besides, I mean, it's Jebik. I mean, I know she's got issues with Egden, but she's our friend. Was our friend. Why don't we just let her go? Yeah, all right, I guess. And Drivik bends down and hefts Jebik out of the mud and sets her on her feet with a somewhat rough push. Does not bother to take the chains off when he pushes her towards you all. Come on, guys, let's get back. We'll let Agden know that these folks are coming for a chat. How's that sound? The rest of the Harengan sort of hop into into this skiff. One of them expands one of the collapsing poles that the that Jebit gave to Banner earlier, and they begin to push off from shore. The one that had been holding the bow turns to look at all of you as they hang a lantern from the back of the boat. You find yourselves in Brigand's Tollway. Look up Jivik and me. Take care, Jebik. Take care we don't see you again.
And what was your name?
Bezazet. Put both of those in chat.
And as they're pushing away, I'm going to send a message to Drivik, and say, so that we might help. What is it that has happened with Agden?
Are you talking to
I'm
Drivik?
sending a message to Drivik specifically.
Drivik is the bigger kind of slower one, or are you spending it to?
I,
Is that you had
I
been-
maybe I have them switched in my head, but one of them did like say specifically like, "Hey, I think they might be able to help with something about Agden," but they got cut off. So I'm messaging whoever that was.
Okay, that was the one with the bow, Bezazet, who
Thank you.
told you all to look him up.
Hmm.
The response is he was a prisoner before the changes here. Not everyone's happy to have him back.
What? Okay.
For Jebek sort of stands in front of you, caked in mud. Literally all over. She had been sitting in the mud, basically up to like her belly, and then got pushed forward into the mud. So she is just covered in mud. But despite that, seems very clearly happy to be out of the situation she was in.
Course scuttles
Right.
up and starts prestidigitating her clean.
Oh, thank you. Thank all of you. I have to say I'm very appreciative. I tried to take you up on the second chance I was given. Unfortunately, it seems Agden took some umbrage with that.
Well, you did a good thing by letting those memories go. I'm sure the owners, if they should be found again, would appreciate such.
Well, the memories should have been returned to them wherever they are. But all the same, I'd rather not cross their paths again. I don't imagine they'll be happy to see me. Return memories or no. If you don't mind my asking, why did you help me?
Why
Well,
not?
you return the memories, you know? That's reason enough.
Well, yes, but you couldn't have known that at the time, I guess.
Well, I heard them saying something about you losing the memories, so I figured you let them go.
Oh yeah, good point. I was. It's hard to hear with mud in your ears.
Yeah.
Plus, we let you go so that you might make a second go of things, and it seems that would have been a waste if we just let these individuals kill you.
Oh, they weren't planning to kill me. They were planning to take me back to Agden. I suppose he would have done that, but all the same, I do enjoy living.
Well, and perhaps we were too hasty, and that your second chance was not off on your own, but perhaps in further assisting us.
Yes, I don't have anything really to give you, so by rule,
Well,
I suppose that is the least I can do.
you have much knowledge of Hidea that we as newcomers do not have. For example, we are hoping to find a druid, a Tsu Arabax. Does his name ring a bell?
Oh yes, old Sue. Old Sue runs the inn. Oh, what's it called?
There's an inn in this city. Well, place.
Well, as in a manner of speaking, it's called the Inn at the End of the Road. That's the name of it, but the name's a bit of a lark. You see, the inn travels. It travels, Prismir. If it's if it's stuck here in hither, it can't have. Well, I mean, I suppose it could be anywhere in hither, but at least it can't have got to the other places. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I don't suppose any of you could get these chains.
Oh my god. Yes. Sorry.
Prestidigitating before unshackling.
No,
Is it a
I do
regular lock?
appreciate being clean. Yeah, it appears to be a standard key lock.
What's the attribute? It's dexterity.
Dexterity. Yep.
Okay.
In virtually no time at all, the tumblers come undone and the lock falls. The lock comes open with a click, and the chains and the lock fall to the ground with the metallic clank. And Jebek stretches out her arms. Oh, thank you so much. They've had those chains on me for several days now. It's awfully horrible.
I'll hand Jibbick the cigarette I finished rolling.
Did she say several days?
Yeah.
What the fuck? It hasn't been that long.
Didn't we
It
just
has
see
not.
you yesterday?
Once again, non-native creature, no reckoning of time.
Yeah.
Was it really only yesterday? Jebek,
This is as much as yesterday can be here, as far as I can tell.
what is? Oh, Jebek, what has happened with your life? Oh dear. Well, you said you wanted to speak to Agden. I'm happy to take you, or at least take you most of the way. I hope you'll understand that I don't necessarily want to go back to that place.
Yeah, of course.
Um, is there anywhere else that you're heading, or should we? Well, we probably should have. Oh, one of those gifts would be very nice right about now.
Yes.
The boat that they went off in.
Oh, I see.
So,
Well-
are there any Haringan around that aren't like bandits?
You must understand, before the changes, before the land split apart, you could travel between any of the realms, and Agden was a bandit even then, but he got on Zabilna's bad side, and she cursed him and nailed him to a tree as penance. Things were wonderful then. We had relative peace, and some of our villages were flourishing, but then I couldn't even tell you how long ago it was that the land split, and Agden's bandits, you've met some of them. They freed him from his prison, and he took up his old ways, and many of his bandits sort of came out of retirement, as it were, or flocked to him when he has the hag's help, you see. So, with her enforcing the rules or not enforcing the rules whenever she pleases, it makes his job much easier. It's hard to fight back against someone who, you know, has the ruler's has the ruler's assistance, has the ruler's goodwill. So there are some of us scattered throughout not just here, but the other shards of Prismere. At least I hope they survived. Yes, is the answer. I'm sorry, that was long-winded.
Well, I don't mind a long story. That's good to know. Thanks. So wait, where are we going now? Are we going to go find the druid, or are we going to go talk to that guy?
Rude
The inn,
first?
yes.
Hey,
To the inn.
be a little hard. I don't know. Well, I suppose we can make inquiries along the way. We should be able to find it. I suppose we can head generally in the direction of the tollway. Sort of two birds, one trip. If you want, or we can head wherever, I suppose.
I believe heading towards the tollway sounds like a wise strategy.
Yes.
I could take you straight to Downfall if you wanted. Not that I'm against going to the tollway. You understand, but
Well,
Would you
you're
like to avoid it?
I mean, I could get you there. I just simply won't. I'm unarmed. I have a price on my head. I'm not sure it's the best idea if you're looking to have a good conversation with Agden. I don't know that is the best way to make the approach.
I dig through my bag and retrieve a crossbow and a quiver and hand them to her.
All right. Well, that's one of the two issues resolved then. Thank you, I suppose. I think.
Better than nothing, and I am not a particularly skilled healer, and can't really afford to let you get yourself hurt if we are to be needing your assistance.
Oh. Well, I appreciate that. You definitely did a number on me before. And she sort of puts a hand to her ribs and winces a little bit.
Apologies.
No. You were well within your rights. I was robbing you. That was fair. Honestly, I won't say I'm pleased, but at the very least, it put in my mind that there might be someone who can, someone who can give Agden a bit of a taste of his own medicine, or at least, put the fear of the Fae in him, or I don't know, do something, stand up to him.
Well, that is something that at least I have some interest in exemplifying.
Right. Well, I suppose follow me. The water levels are rising, so we should get to higher ground before they are
I
fully.
raise the ground beneath us.
Oh. Okay. Neat trick. This way, I suppose. And with Sir Talavar, who has been stuck with the sets of, not stuck with, who has been sort of lingering near the sets of armor, because I totally didn't forget that he was with you or anything. Sort of takes
He's just
up
having fun back there.
fluttering along the waterways as you summon the ground to meet you to speed your way through the marshes of Hither. And this seems like a good time to take our break. We will be back at 5 past.
Yay!
I will be right back. Everybody back?
Yeah, I'm refilling Miles's bottle, but I am here.
I'm back.
Hi.
And Oliver is here. Oliver was here. Sir? Did you? We'll wait a few minutes. Hello.
Oh,
Okay. The journey through the swamps of hither continues to be slow going. The uh, the ground is damp and pulls it either pulls at your feet or is flooded, and you are forced to walk along the raised um, the raised ground that you create for yourselves. Um, and um, with the lack of any sort of change in both scenery and just sort of environment, it it makes it even harder as seconds sort of feel like hours, and hours sometimes feel like mere minutes, as um, occasionally some sort of inspiring sight, um, whether that is a particularly large um, a particularly large red-capped mushroom that has numerous large spider webs under the cap, and spiders the size of horses skittering around the webs, or whether that is a a a a willow tree that sort of, or excuse me, a cherry tree that sort of towers over everything, dropping cherries roughly the size of grapefruit onto the ground around you. Those sort of few and far between landmarks seem to, despite their occasional size, just they seem to disappear in seconds, whereas um, the same sort of swampy open marsh feels like it never ever ends. Um, it is through a particularly muddy field that you are. What in the hell? That you are walking, when in the distance you are able to make out the top of what is very clearly the stump of a tree, rising sort of 10 feet higher than the mists that are coating the ground, which are themselves significantly taller than all of you. Um, this this humongous oak stump spills out of the mist with large, um, those sort of fan-shaped bright orange mushrooms that sometimes grow on the sides of trees, spiraling around one side, to which planks have been hammered in, serving as sort of railings along mushroom stairs. Spilling out, as if it were the stump's own roots, are a long series of causeways, wooden, um, posts and slats across them that have definitely seen better days. Um, they are slick with moss and mud. They are broken in numerous places, but still dotted every uh, 20 or so feet with um, torches set into uh, um, to cast iron holders at the top of some of these posts. The light that they cast is sort of reflect refracted and split by the heavy fog, the heavy mist that rises up from the swamp, which has definitely grown deeper here. It's hard to say exactly how deep it is. You are fairly certain that even at low tide, when the when the wells have sort of drained, have sucked the water back out of hither, as they are wont to do every so often, um, you're pretty sure that this area would still be submerged under a significant amount of water even then. The the causeways are surprisingly empty. In what little uh, vision distance you have, owing to the mists, there is virtually no one wandering around, and the few forms that you do see, when they see you, they immediately dart into the mist and away from you. Um, as you make your way onto the end of one of these causeways, um, Jebek uh, turns to all of you. Well, well, this is it. This is Brigand's Tollway. It's well, Agden holds court, as it were, on top of Big Stump. He likes to keep all his treasures around his throne in the middle of what serves as camp. Normally, this place would be sort of crawling with people who are coming uh, um, to pay for Agden's protection for their villages, bringing food or trinkets or uh, emotions or memories or whatever else they haven't yet lost. And she gulps somewhat audibly. Um, is it? Do you still plan to speak with him then?
Well, each of us have lost something already. Does he ever return what has been lost?
Return? Oh no, no. Even before he was no, he doesn't return anything, and frankly, most of the the best of what he takes, he has to give to old slack-jawed Lorna. That's whatever. But I mean, never. You know. You can. Um, I suppose that was his end of the deal for her getting him off the tree.
Pardon me, I do not understand what this means, off the tree.
She raises her arms up and gestures at the stump ahead of you. Um, well, not all that long ago, there was a magnificent tree here instead of just its stump. Uh, back back when Zybilna ruled this place, Agden wouldn't pay her the proper deference that one should show to the ruler of a realm, and so she nailed his scarf to the tree. It was much smaller then, but it grew very rapidly and raised him into the sky as a warning to everyone to, well, anyway, with her gone, his loyalists, I suppose you'd call them, they they felled the tree, but they couldn't break the curse. That took a deal with Pavlorna, and now she has loosed him upon us, but she gets the best of everything that he takes, or rather that we took for him.
Well, it seems his choice is not simple. He will either reform his ways and stop working on behalf of Pavlona and assist us, or we will end his dishonorable ways.
At the mention of reforming him, she doesn't really scoff, but sort of laughs nervously. He's had, excuse me, he's had a significant amount of time on the tree to, air quotes and she air quotes, reform his ways. It's well, I wish you better luck than Zybilna had.
We appreciate that, and do keep in mind, we seem to do all right by you.
Yes, you have, and I don't think I can ever thank you enough for that. Not just sparing my life, you definitely didn't have to, but also for, well, saving me from Agden's clutches again.
Yes, well, hopefully we will have the same success with Agden as we have had with you. Thank you for your assistance. And I'll turn to the rest of the group. So, we have found our way here, and we seemingly have found Agden. Shall we go make our introductions, or would you rather wait and resume our search for the druid?
Well, we are here. We might as well. If you won't mind, just one moment. And oh, actually no. Yeah. I'm casting. Do I still have this spell? Never mind. I've got to figure out if I still have mage armor. But if I do, then I'm casting it.
Okay. So Talavar flutters there. Flutters over the water next to the causeway that you all are standing on. Well then, if we take care of, if we can take care of this blighter, then perhaps we can make this place just a little bit safer than it is, and certainly more than it has been in some time.
And perhaps we
Anyone
will
want to
be.
start a betting pool on whether or not Agden just gives us our stuff back without like a problem?
No.
You seem to be quite fond of the idea of betting for someone who doesn't seem to appreciate that there are no odds in any of our favors.
Eh, you've got a good point. It just, I've never been particularly good at it, but some people seem to be very good at it.
So you are engaging in the gambling in hopes of getting better? Practice makes perfect?
I guess it's more for entertainment value.
I understand. Well, if you would like to gamble in the future, I am always up for a game of strength, a game of chance between two individuals. But betting on third parties, it always seemed foolish to me.
That's probably good advice. I only have one gold anyways, so...
Well, after we dispense with Ogden, let us see if we cannot make that 2 gold for you.
Sounds like a deal.
You make your way steadily up the causeway. The wood creaks underneath every once in a while, but does hold. You can tell that there are definitely some banner that you start to put your foot on, and then the
Whoa.
noise exactly, the noise sort of makes you think better of stepping there, and you skip past. After probably 4 or 5 minutes, you do hear the somewhat steady footsteps of somebody running up behind you. And from the mists, Jebek does emerge. If you're going to bring him low, I want to be there to see it. And she sort of hefts the crossbow and looks at you all.
Very well. You can tell him to his face that you are no longer in his employ.
Got cough drops. as you are getting close to the to the edge of this enormous stump that rises out of the muck, the mist is still very, very thick. As Agden, you are the first one who, actually, before I say that, this causeway is only 5 feet wide, so I do kind of need a marching order.
Oh shit.
Unless anybody's giving him grief about it, Banner's definitely walking in front.
Please.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Arlen will be right behind. Maybe riding on Banner's box.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, Hemlock will clip clop in the back.
Yeah. Court will be behind those two.
I think we are looking at a black screen. Don't know if we're supposed to be or not, but
I'm not. Are you?
You should be at the hither screen.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I've just had to reload a couple times.
okay.
Oh,
It just
had that.
flashed to black from the hither screen all at
Mhm.
once one time. Oh,
Sometimes
it is back now.
it fucks up really bad if you like turn on or off dynamic lighting. It like decides to do that for the whole game.
Yeah.
I didn't touch anything.
Sometimes my game just glitches out, and it's like whether I'm a player or a DM. Sometimes my Roll20 will just like totally turn off dynamic lighting from my view. So like as a player, I'll be able to see everything, or as a DM, I no longer can tell like who can see what in a dungeon. It's kind of annoying.
Huh. I do
But no,
have
it's
the
all good
problem. Okay, good. Well, we'll see how long that lasts because I am about to switch you to a different map.
now.
I have noticed, Hemlock, anytime I drop one of your tokens, you are a light source. I have all of your light turned off,
Yeah,
but you are a light source.
you will see the light that every other token has. So me with 120 feet, if you drop me on like any of the maps we have so far, it will reach everything.
Yeah.
So no one else,
it's
no one
not so
else is
much
seeing
that-
that light, but you will.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're seeing that because it's like allowing you to see what they see, and they can see everything.
Yeah.
Got it.
And if you want to like specifically check individual tokens and what they can see,
Yeah,
Control L. Yeah.
No, I mean even on a map with dynamic lighting off, if I put you on the map, the whole map lights up.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't. Okay.
What can I say? I'm brilliant.
This is on. All right, we'll see how this works. Let me know if anybody can't see anything.
I can see myself.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even have daylight mode on. I don't know how you guys can't see. I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again. We'll check the IT crowd. Anything?
Nope.
Nice.
Nope.
Nothing.
What?
I can see that there is darkness in the fringes of my vision, so I'm sure that they're struggling because they have bad eyes.
But it's daylight mode. The whole map should be daylight.
So sorry, Ted. I'm so sorry.
There it goes.
Everything is light.
Jesus
Huzzah!
Christ,
All
that's
right.
bright.
Turn it off and turn it on again twice. Cool. As you all are walking along, Arlen, you are the first to notice it. You are walking and you're used to sort of the sound of your group walking. And it takes you a minute to realize that there is somebody walking with you that is not part of the group. They have somehow squeezed themselves in between you and Court. There is a hunched figure in
I was about to make the same joke, but you beat me to it.
Not Jesus. Oh my god.
I hear it in Kent's voice. Thanks, Ted.
Every time I can hear that distant laugh of Adam, like where he didn't expect to laugh like that, I get so excited.
You become aware of a figure sort of hunched over in bundled up in sort of an electric blue almost bundle of robes. And as the realization sets on you and you look at this figure, you are looking down into the face of a Harengan who has very sort of angular features. And when he realizes that you are looking at him, he smiles very broadly, throws back. I just muted myself by accident. Throws back the bundle that he has been wearing, and just bounds over to a platform with an impressively long, I'm talking 15-foot long, bright blue scarf wrapped around his neck. And as he alights on this platform in the middle of the swamp, he has a shield strapped to one arm, and in his other hand, he is carrying what looks like a glowing hot brand, like a long hunk of metal, the end of which is glowing bright white. And as he lands and throws back and the throws back his arms and the scarf billows out behind him, the sound of bagpipes fills the air as
Oh boy.
several of the skiffs that you saw when you rescued Jebek, they sort of appear from the mists, and numerous Harengan bound onto the causeways in front of and behind you. And Talavar and Chevik are both behind you as well. And Agden he introduces himself he introduces himself by singing the marching song that you heard when you all first arrived in Hither. And other than the bagpipers, all of the brigands on the causeways are singing along. And when it gets to the final verse, thanks to Agden Longscarf, Brigand Prince of Prismere, Agden stops singing and he throws his head back and he holds his arms out wide. And the song ends, and he looks at you all and he goes, "That's me."
Yeah, the scarf kind of gave it away, Buck.
Lovely, isn't it? Lovely. So, you're the newcomers. You're the ones causing trouble in my lands, and you're the ones coming to speak to me. Well, now you have me. What do you want?
Do you ever trip over that scarf?
An encore.
He is staring daggers at you, Arlen, for just a moment. But when you say an encore, Court, he leaps to another platform, throws up his arms, and the bagpipes start up again, and all of the brigands begin singing.
Let's just do this the whole time.
Do you think they'll get tired?
Nope.
And
The brigands
once
just
again,
die one by one from exhaustion.
Yeah, we just stay here for days.
once again, when the song wraps up with Brigand Prince of Prismere, Agden throws his arms back, and this time he just looks
Banner
at
screams out, "That's me."
Oh my god!
He immediately hops back over to the other platform and looks at you. Think you're just going to what? Roll up here and take my place? No, there is only one Agden Longscarf, and he is me. What do
no,
you want?
I am afraid you are mistaken. You have simply been keeping my seat warm for me. Thank you. But your time is over.
My name's also Agden Longscarf.
Yes, and yes, you see, and we have come all this way because he and I need to battle it out on top of our tree stump to determine the true Ogden, and you can just piss off.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and roll into initiative. He is he sort of snarls at you. And go ahead and let's go into initiative.
I can't believe he didn't think that was funny.
Haven't you ever heard the next verse of that song? You know, about the other two Agdens that come and have a glorious battle above the stump, and
I wrote the song.
Haven't you ever seen Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties?
No, the hag has made you believe you have written the song. It is a mere memory that has been implanted in your head.
Oh God, Agden, no, not like this. Not like this.
See, Tyler, this would have been a great time for you to have had the actor feat.
yeah, fair.
Let's pop this out.
Wow, that's brutal.
My thing's loading.
I know it's early, but I don't know that the Arlen Banner combination is going to be real positive for this party.
There we go. Finally. Sorry that took me a minute.
Oh God, how many ones am I gonna roll here?
Oh my God, Ted.
Sending. That's okay. That just means the attack rolls are coming. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
I put on mage armor.
All right, Arlen. Agden is he screams that he wrote the song, and he is brandishing his iron, and he is very clearly intent on ruining your day.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to roll on my tails table again. Okay, so do. I'm going to make that a 2, and it's the tale of the renowned duelist. Yeah. See, the second verse of the song, it's all about like this great mighty duel between two powerful foes. You know, a battle of magic and strength, and blah 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 blah. And all of these words like begin to take like solid form and are just battering into this guy. And I make a spell attack against the target. Just gonna roll. Oh my! I don't have just a spell attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a
It is a
D20 plus 6
melee spell attack.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, it's still you. It's still within 30 feet of you, so you're fine.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like run 20 feet and then jump over here onto the platform with him. I've got 40-foot movement right now.
Okay. I was gonna say, as far as I can tell, you can still do it. It's just it's still ranged attack because it has a 30-foot range. It's just a spell melee attack, which is weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna start like telling this tale and like running towards him. And once I get over there, it's just a D20 plus 6. So that's a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And he'll take force damage equal to 2 rolls of my bardic inspiration die, which is a d6, plus my charisma modifier. So that's 4 plus 4 is 8 damage.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
All right, Banner. You see Agden getting pummeled by these, as Arlen is telling the story, I guess like an invisible blade of, yeah. Agden is not happy.
All right. Well, it suddenly looks like there's no more room on that platform. So Banner's going to do the next best thing he knows how to do, which is he's going to get a running start and try and jump and grab hold of Agden. And if that means he's landed in the water with him, that's exactly what it means.
Okay. As you are running along the causeways, I do need you to... Okay, that's at the end of your turn. Never mind. So you go ahead and make a sort of jumping grab for Agden.
Mm-hmm.
That is an athletics check.
Oy. I got him. Do not worry. Oh, shit.
You definitely don't got him. He trying to avoid the attacks of Arlen. He is already sort of bobbing and weaving. Not too much effect for Arlen, but it does keep him from getting grabbed by you.
All right, so I guess I'll end up over here. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay.
You fall down into the muck, which is the water here is, like I said, it stays deep here. Not so it's not like 20 feet deep or anything like that, but it's definitely chest level for you. So
Okay.
It will be difficult terrain to get out, but you should still be able to. You would be able to reach up to the causeway or anything like that to
Gotcha.
pull yourself out. Any bonus action?
Nope.
Okay, Court, you're up.
I'm gonna move up here just a little bit, and then I'm gonna shoot him.
That will hit.
Yeah.
You do have an ally within 5 feet, and since you do not have disadvantage on the attack, you do get your sneak attack.
Within 5 feet, I moved up a little, but should I say I
No,
didn't?
you have an ally within 5 feet of the target. Arlen is standing next to you.
Shit! Oh, you're right. You're right.
So you do get your sneak attack.
Sneak attack. Sneak attack.
All right. Your crossbow bolt, it looks prime poised to catch him square in the chest, but at the last minute he does sort of twist and turn, and while it does still score across his chest, it's not quite the hit you were wanting.
All right.
Any bonus action?
No.
Alrighty. Hemlock.
First, I'm going to lift from the ground some and lose my color and become as a specter and take on my form of dread, which now has an additional feature that allows me to be immune to critical hits.
Nice.
I'll stay close to Court, and then as my full action, weave a little hex towards. I say hex. That's an actual spell. But towards the Harangan, we're casting Mind Sliver.
All right, that is an intelligence save. That's not the character sheet, Ted. You have to actually get the character sheet. Ooh, that is a failure.
All right. That's a minus D4. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. The numerous brigands on the causeways, the ones that have bagpipes, drop their bagpipes and draw slings. The I will start here. Much as you have seen any of the Harengan do, including your friend, they are able to sort of bound along the causeway. They seem to know the spots to avoid, and this one will go ahead and let loose at you, Court.
Mhm.
That is a 13 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. This will be a disadvantage. Oh. Well, actually, you'd have been immune anyway. The next one that moves up does still catch you, actually, even with very clearly struggling to make the range. Does catch you with a 21 to hit for 6 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
but does avoid what would have been a meaningless critical hit.
So I'm rolling my temp HP. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
These two are going to both launch at you, Banner, in the ground,
Mhm.
or in the muck. A 16.
Nope.
Then another 16 will also miss. 30. And the last two are going to let loose at you, Arlen. That is a 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
That is 6 bludgeoning damage. And that will also miss. That is an 8. No. What am I even looking at? Okay. Oh, I never finished the thing. Agden. Sort of dueling with you and doing his absolute best to get out of the way. He does eventually thrust out at you with his branding iron. That is an 11. Or, I'm sorry, that is a 13 to hit.
That just misses thanks to my Tale of the Traveler.
All right. And he gets another attack with a snarl. He is absolutely, that is a natural 1. So he is just snarling rabidly.
Man, that scarf really seems like it's getting in your way. You should probably take it off.
And he will provoke an attack for opportunity. He's going to leap away from you.
Is he out of my reach?
Yes, you are down in the
Okay.
muck, which is
Gotcha.
Actually, no, it's only about 5 feet below, so you would get an attack for opportunity.
Okay.
The 21 will hit, the 12 will miss. Come on, roll 20. Why are you being so slow? As you are you swing out, you do clip him, but as he is leaping, he does sort of twist away to try to avoid some of the worst of the hit. Okay. And that is Agden. The two the two last Harengan who had sort of stayed with their skiffs level crossbows, one at you, Court. and then the other will be at you, Hemlock. Range versus range. Court, that is an 8 to hit. Okay. And Hemlock, that is a 14.
Leave you muted.
Miss.
Okay. Ooh, okay. As the as they begin to string, not string, draw back the string on their crossbows to load another bolt, the two Harengan who have just fired their crossbows sort of step out back behind some of the foliage, the deepest part of the mists, and they both hide. We wrap around to Arlen.
Okay, so Arlen's got his little rapier in one hand and his candle on like the little candle holder thing with its glowing pink flame. Acton, I heard a story once of someone who had just like an egregiously long scarf like that, and they died because they like got it caught in like a door, and then it like kind of like choked them. You should really be careful. And I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force and make him think that his scarf is choking him.
Okay. You'll
So
have to
that's
populate for me.
an intelligence saving throw, which I believe he has a negative D4 to because of Mind Sliver.
Yep. The D4. Where's my die roller? Thank you, game. The magical energies sort of coalesce, and you can see the image of the scarf raising into the air to strangle him. The image that you are planting in his mind, but he bangs the iron in his one hand against the shield in his other, spins around as the scarf, instead of floating up, suddenly twirls around him, and he is staring at you. He saves.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I will use my bonus action to roll on my table again. That's a 5. All of these things are mostly doing. Agden was doing like melee damage, right?
Right. He tried to hit you with an iron.
Okay. I'm gonna make that a 6 instead, and take a Tale of the Traveler, and then I can't use it this turn. I can't give it to someone this turn, but I will have that, and that is my last bardic die.
Banner.
All right. I assume that's going to be 10 feet of movement,
Correct.
right? Getting up is how much movement?
It'll cost you an extra 5, so that's 20.
Okay, great. So I'm just going here anyway. So that's fine. And I'll take a couple swings.
Consistent with the 21s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know if a 15 hits.
15 does not.
Okay. But
He deflects it with his shield.
having hit once, I will use my bonus action to try and grapple him.
He needs to make an acrobatics check. He does not succeed. You are able to get your hands on him.
Yeah, and in about as rude a fashion as possible, I grab both of his ears in one hand.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Okay. Court.
Yes. So he is grappled.
He is grappled. He is not restrained. His speed is currently 0.
Is there, by any chance, very throwable items nearby?
There are bits of broken causeway. There are torches in iron sconces on many of the upright posts that make up these causeways.
Tell me about the broken bits.
Bits of moldy wood and moss-covered posts and general detritus.
Do I have access? Can I
Yeah, I mean,
run
there's
over and snatch some up?
absolutely, they are scattered all over the causeways. Behind
Okay.
you on that sort of broken-y looking place is a pretty good example.
um, right in front of me, you said?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. I'd like to do a little spin, reach into my pouch, throw some glittery confetti on one of those moldy bits of wood. And to I'd like to send it rocketing in the air towards Mr. Scarf's.
okay. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-huh.
What is your... Oh, it's right there at the bottom. Is that right? Yeah. Uh, despite his feet, I'm sorry, despite his ears being held in place, he is able to sort of yank his feet up off the ground and brace himself against Banner long enough for the lump of wood to go flying past where he was.
God damn it! Um,
That is unfortunately his best save.
okay. Hang on. Uh, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Hemlock. There are people chucking stones at you. There are people shooting bolts at you.
Yeah, but I'm not that big and scary yet. Can't do much about it. Uh, I'm going to first draw a glyph in the air, traced in purple flames, that seals itself and brands our dear prince here, and cast hex upon him.
Okay.
Um, and then I'm going to throw an eldritch blast at him.
What
That's a miss.
ability?
Oh,
Okay.
dexterity.
Yeah. That.
That's a miss though,
Okay.
and that's it for my turn.
Brigands, seeing their man Agden in a grab, are going to do their best to free him from that. Those that can, anyway. The first one will just sort of run up and try to whack you with a club.
Hmm.
That is a critical hit for 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And the next one will also run up. That is not the right thing to hit. That is a 22 to hit for 5
That'll
bludgeoning
hit.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 over here cannot really get anywhere that's going to be helpful, but one will bound high into the air and land down next to you, Arlen.
Hey,
With-
pal.
Hey, how's it going? It's an 11 to hit, so his club, he's used to dealing with he misses. He swings out, you're just not where he's expecting you to be, and he misses.
You don't have much practice clubbing children?
No, this feels weird. I'm not gonna lie, this feels weird. The other one bounds onto the platform and will attempt to launch a sling at you. That is a 10 to hit. That will also miss. Okay. The last two. The causeway is a little too narrow. to try to really get up there and swing at you. But the one in front, Banner, is going to get a running start, and he is just barreling straight into you. He is attempting to shove you, which is a strength check for him and either strength or athletics for you. He gets a running start, and there is a loud clang that you barely notice as he collides with your chest and just cartoon peels off and falls into the water.
Nice.
That was a 7 for him. That didn't work out well. And the last one, not wanting to accidentally hit Agden with a sling stone, will go ahead and chuck a stone your way, Hemlock. And is a nat 1. Okay, my luck is coming through. Regressing to the bad luck. It's fine. Struggling against your grip, he planted his feet on your chest plate when Court launched the wood at him. He is doing his damnedest to try to escape from you, and he will first try to shove the white glowing end of the iron into your. That's a 2 on the die for a total of 9, so that will miss.
Well,
And you know what? We're just going to try it again. 19.
that'll certainly hit.
That is 9 fire damage, and you are branded. There is a triangular shape of 3 rabbits, nose to tail, on your chest. You still have hold of him. Agden disappears from your sight. He is invisible to you.
Okay. But I can still feel him in my hand.
Yes, you still have him grappled.
Great.
And he will do a thing. It will not work, as you can feel his one of his hands sort of scrabbling against your chest plate. It does not work. And that is Agden's turn. Oh, I've got another brigand over here. What have you been doing, bud?
Hiding?
He was under the turn order. Well, he will have to
Aw.
up on his turn. He's like, you know what? They might lose. I'm just not going to get involved in this. Why can I? Oh, because they're on the wrong layer, and now I got to move the turn order again. I need bigger monitors. 30. Stepping out from the mists and behind some of the larger posts and bits of tree where they have jumped to themselves, one of the snipers is going to, absolutely uncaring of the fact that his leader is in there somewhere. One of them is taking a shot at you, Banner. The other will be taking a shot at Court.
Oh boy.
At Banner. That is a crit for 14 piercing, Banner. And Court.
Banner's down.
Oh boy. That is an 18 to hit for 5 piercing damage, Court.
Okay.
Wrap around to Arlen.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action. Banner, we need you up, bud. And cast Healing Word. It's going to be 6 healing. Banner, did I ever tell you the story about the traveling wizard who was always getting in fights and scuffles because he stole a lot of magic items instead of making them himself. Blah blah blah. And I'm giving you the tale of the traveler. So with my action, I really need to make this more populable. You gain temporary hit dice equal to d6 2 plus 4. So you get 6 temporary hit points, and while you have those temporary hit points, your speed increases by 10, and you have a +1 to your AC.
Okay. Got it. Awesome.
And that is all for my turn.
Okay. Banner, you are conscious on the ground, and there are a number of brigands around you with clubs, and of course,
And I
Agden-
can't see Agden anymore.
You cannot see him. You still know where you know where he was a second ago.
Right.
Generally speaking, he is invisible to you, but not hidden at the same time.
Right.
Invisibility is funky that way.
Yeah. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is stand up. I'm not super happy about all the people that are around here.
Just to be clear, this dude is not actually on the causeway
Right.
next to you. He is down in the water.
Right. He's down in the water.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just take a couple swings at my friend behind me that I can see. Awesome. I am going to second wind. So that's 12. I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to try and punch that dude again.
Which dude? Agden or one of the brigands?
No, that's the same guy.
Got it. That will definitely do it. And he crumples to the ground. You
Great.
Just clock him in the jaw,
Right.
and he falls unconscious on the ground.
Right. Now I'll go for his friend. Holy
Oh
moly.
my
Got to stop
God.
swinging with brains. Serves me right. Use brains for what brains are for. Chess, man.
Jesus. Okay.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Court.
Hi. I'm going to. No, I'll save it. I would like to cast just reach into my pocket, into my little pouch again. Scoop up some of my confetti glitter, rub it between my hands, and blow it. And I want to try and hit Scarf Man until they land on his little nosy and tickle it and make him laugh uncontrollably.
I don't think your DC is set up correctly for this one, because this should be based off your charisma.
What the fuck?
It's because you're a the rogue thing, arcane trickster. The roll 20 is thinking that everything is based on it for you. This is what, a wisdom saving throw, and that is not based off. Oh my god. The glitter lands on his nose. He scrunches. Yeah, it's like all the arcane trickster spells are based off int, but that one is one of a handful that's not. The glitter and confetti land on his nose. He scrunches up. Yeah. And you see him wipe his nose. I'm afraid he saved. I need these dice as a player. That's all I'm saying.
That's it for me.
Hemlock.
He will once again trace his wand into the palm of his opposite hand and conjure a dark ball of energy, and I'm going to target Agden with a second level chaos bolt. Jesus, I'm gonna use inspiration.
That will
There we
hit.
go. Okay. Doo-doo.
What kind of damage is it that defeats him?
Oh, does that oh fuck.
It is enough to render him unconscious. Yeah, he is dead.
Fire damage.
Oof. How does that look?
It's a black heat that sears I guess he's got hex on too. The purple burning seal on his body ignites and just doesn't immolate him exactly, but like the pressure and getting knocked back is enough to put him. I mean, it is magic. It's not like it's gonna be nice.
Yep. The smell of burning fur sort of fills the air suddenly, and the last thing that sort of happens is the very tail end of his scarf sort of ashes away and disappears into the mist as Agden Longscarf collapses to the ground.
Just out of curiosity, do I see any of this, or is this just a giant flame that's ignited next to me?
The moment that he drops to the ground, the end of the iron that he had been carrying, which until now had been glowing white hot, goes cold. It instantly turns into the dark black of cast iron, and the brand fades from your chest plate, and you can see what is left of his body.
And as a bonus action, I am moving my hex to this harangan. And that will be it for my turn.
The Harengan look at Agden Longscarf dead on the ground and immediately drop their weapons. They throw their hands up. The one next to you, Arlen, like gives you like a very odd look, like, well, this is awkward. I'm gonna go. If you don't, I'm just gonna.
Do you promise to stop being a bandit?
Yeah. Whatever you say. I don't want to end up like that.
Cool. All right. Well, take it easy.
And much the same, the other the ones that had been playing bagpipes previously, or standing with the skiffs and using crossbows, everybody sort of slings their weapons and throws their hands up.
I'll reach down and help this guy out of the water.
He takes your hand very confusedly at first, but is happy to be out of the water.
We all make bad choices sometimes, friend.
Yeah. He was the game in town. Now he's not here, so I'm just gonna go back to being a potter, I guess.
Pottery, a wonderful artistic endeavor. When you throw your first pot, think of me. Perhaps I might be able to get one.
Of course. I'm gonna grab my buddy there on the ground. If he's still... Is he still breathing? He's not still breathing. I'm just gonna go.
Sometimes bad choices have bad consequences. I am sorry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys need anything before we go?
Where are the things that have been lost?
Oh, shit.
Up at the top of on top of the stump at the camp. Agden keeps him by a chair, his throne. I'm gonna go now. And he just goes bounding away, terrified.
Court, Allen, I do not believe our work is finished. Something has gotten a hold of Hemlock.
Oh, no, that's just Hemlock. He did that the other day, too. Back in the cave.
No, I was in the cave. I surely... Well, he did, and stopped calling me Shirley. Wait, do you mean this is Hemlock? Is everything... Are you... well, are you Hemlock?
He takes a deep breath and his form reconstitutes and he lands on the ground and he cleans his monocle and he says, "Yes, I'm all right. Is everyone else all right?"
Thanks to you all, I am just fine. Alan, I was a little concerned that perhaps the middle of the battle was not the best time for a story, but it was really rather invigorating. I would trust your judgment in the future. I apologize.
Yeah, most of the time my stories are magical, so... yeah.
Ah, wonderful. So an excellent tale as well as a little magic.
Yeah, I guess I should probably admit to this now. You remember the snail race?
Ah, yes.
And how I told a story to the snail? I told him a story and my snail was magically faster. It was kind of cheating, I'm sorry.
Banner leaps over here. I appreciate that you will acknowledge this, but it seems that you and I have a snail race in our future.
Gnarly.
And that is how you will double your gold.
Court, perhaps we should ascend to the tree and sift through the belongings, yes?
Yes. His hands springing on over there.
Alavar and Jebek, who have been dealing with bandits farther down the causeway, join you all. Jebek looks down at the charred form of Agden Longscarf and then just pushes him into the water.
Oh my god. Well, that's not...
I'm going to try and reach down before he does. Is any part of his scarf still in existence, or is it all just ash?
Burned away.
Okay.
Just give me a few moments, and he'll pull out his book and say a few words over the body, and then pocket his book, and then head up.
Banner will respectfully remove his face while words are being said.
I understand mentally that like the helmet's probably pretty well integrated into the head, so taking the helmet off doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, and functionally, there is no helmet. That's just the shape of his head.
Yeah, just the head. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So the face, it makes sense, but like you'd see a guy going to like reach for what looks like the hat brim, but he just takes his head face
Right.
off. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go up.
Yeah, let's head up.
There won't be a fight, but I really like the map, so you all are going to see it.
Yeah, love it.
Yay!
Bad news, Ted.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
we're not quite going to see it.
About that.
Son of a gun! Dynamic lighting. Daylight off. Daylight on. Save.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
I wonder
there
if
any
this is
tokens?
because
Oh,
we're not
It's
on the
because
map.
there's no tokens. I'm
Oh,
done.
thank
yeah,
God.
so just turn off
Jesus
dynamic lighting
Christ.
completely.
I'm stupid.
You're not stupid
Ted,
or wonderful.
don't
Yeah.
fucking say that.
There we
Well,
go.
look-
All right, there we go. Now you can see, right? Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And to be
Go.
clear, like, whenever there's any issue like this, we're all well aware of the fact that Roll20's garbage. So
Yeah.
there's no reason to beat yourself up over any of this.
Yes.
Set 30 feet above the marsh.
Wait, can you guys see?
Yeah,
Working
just
on it.
refresh your tab.
Okay.
Set in the 80-foot wide stump, the camp of the former bandit group of Agden
That is a sweet map.
Longscarf is spread out in this very center of the tree trunk, sitting on a small pile of crates, is a very plain wooden chair surrounded by a just pile of detritus, just stuff. None of it seems like none of it is made of gold. None of it is made of anything valuable. There is just a pile of stuff, and scattered throughout the tents, you see a few Harengan who are hastily packing their things, leaning against a carved wooden chest. You do see Drivik seated with his back to the chest, seated in front of him, leaning up against Drivik is the Harengan you met before, Bezazet, and they are toasting each other with tin goblets full of wine. And as you approach, and come into the sort of the center of the camp, they look over at you and raise their goblets in sort of a silent toast.
So, just to make sure everything's like clear, the gang's broken up. It's not like next in command takes up the mantle kind of thing. So, just friendly reminder: don't go getting any big ideas.
Bezazet sort of giggles from where he is on the ground. His face is a little bit flushed. He is clearly inebriated. Don't you worry. We're just celebrating. Join us. Have some wine.
My mom doesn't want me to have wine.
I don't see her around here, though.
As I was saying it, I was just thinking about that. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. I'll drink some alcohol.
I don't know about that. No. I know your parents. Absolutely not.
Hey,
Cannot
look,
let it happen.
I'm 16. I can have a little wine. It'll be fine.
No.
Fine.
Who's the stick in the mud? And he refills his goblet and gestures to a tray containing a similar set of tin goblets.
Hemlock is definitely gonna like absently pick one up and like kind of swirl it under his hand while he starts looking at the pile of objects to detect magic.
There is nothing that registers as magic. There are a number of just plainly carved and well prepared objects. Just sort of regular things you would find. There are a number of small bags containing a grand total of 56 gold coins and 30 pieces of silver. There are a number of weird objects that sort of stand out, but none of them are magic. There is
Sorry,
a
real quick, how much silver?
30.
Okay. Now objects. I'm ready.
There is a tiny vial of some sort of viscous liquid labeled Fomorian spit, do not drink. There is a small metal tuning fork, a quick you know ding. Arlen, you recognize that it is tuned to F. And there is an egg. It is about an inch across. It's probably a robin's egg. It is bright blue, but it is hard as stone. It is completely petrified. In terms of anything of value, there is, unfortunately, this is Agden's pile of junk. It is the domain of Hither has clearly not been doing all that well. Plus, you do remember you were told that he did have to tithe some of what he gave. Some of what he got was he gave that to Bavlorna. You
Yeah,
imagine that
the
best of it
best.
is
So,
not.
yeah, it's a pyramid scheme.
The two.
Will your people be all right?
Drivik answers as Bezazet is drinking. Yeah, we'll be fine. It's I mean, Agden had all the deal with Bavlorna, and with him gone, I didn't think I'd ever see that day. But with him gone, I think most of us will just go home. Some of us will probably stay here. I mean, before this was Agden's headquarters, it was still something of a market. We're not too far from the Soggy Court, and much of the area is still inhabited, I guess. But what are you all planning?
We are looking for some of our own lost things, and we are returning some items to rest. We're looking for Sue Harabaks.
He points with what sounds like a now empty wine bottle, pointing off towards what would be probably west, if you all like. If you use the causeway as that you all arrived on as like a north-south line, it would be off to the west. Yeah, we had some of the lads was off chasing the inn that way, but I expect they don't know Agden's gone yet. Might find some groups. Some of them will stay bandits, I'm sure, but not us. We're going home. But unless Agden took your things, they're not going to be in that pile. That pile's all stuff that we took from here, from Prismere. None of that's... If it was taken elsewhere, it's not here. You'll have to go see old Slackjaw for that.
You two wouldn't happen to know where to find some finer materials, would you? Incenses and burning objects, by chance?
I mean, the inn, well, Sue might have some stuff, but other than that, the court, Soggy Court, I mean, there's close to half the looting as we have here in this part of Prismia now.
He
And of course,
nods and goes to pick up one of the eggs that we've traded for, and kind of looks at everyone else in the crew like, we good to give a couple of these over?
Court shrugs.
Yeah, I mean, I got plenty of rations.
I'll give them each an egg. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you earlier.
no, you're good. They sort of look at the eggs in their hands with a little bit of confusion. Right. Thanks, I guess. What? I don't really have much to give you in return, but I guess you're welcome to anything in the pile. I mean, I guess you're welcome to all of the pile. It's all yours if you want it. If not, I mean, we can, I guess, do our best to give some of that stuff back. I don't know who all of it's from, but
Well, I mean, what do you think, Banner? Or should I say Victor?
Well, I think it's best we leave these items here so that those that want to come to recover them upon news of Agden's demise won't have to search far.
Yeah, maybe y'all can put up like a really big lost and found sign.
I do. Any of the lads stick around, maybe we'll send them out. They might remember where they took some of this stuff from. You all really got Egden. He's really gone.
Yes.
As far as we know.
Huh.
Unless Agden has some ability to survive being turned completely to ash.
I mean, I've seen weirder things happen. But, I mean, I guess if he didn't get back up, then he's not getting back up. Cheers. I mean,
I feel like this is ominous foreshadowing.
if you're headed for the court, I mean, you're welcome to take one of those skiffs. I mean, they're right along the water's edge, right near old Lorna's cottage. If you're looking for the inn first, then it's, like I said, it's off that way. And Bezet sits up briefly. Yeah, that way. Where are we talking about? Where are we going? We should go on vacation.
A skiff should do us some good. Save our feet some. And some of our fur.
Right, well, I mean, if you ever... We'll be here, I guess, if you ever need anything. But good luck. I don't really... I don't envy you having to deal with the hag, so... Thank you, and good luck.
And you.
Okay. We are going to end a little early here because my throat is dying.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, it turns out I am allergic to Saint.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
I am allergic to specifically her winter hair has a different kind.